All right, welcome everyone. Looks like most folks have joined audio now, so we'll go ahead and get started. Thank you for joining today for the second of two teachings by the Venerable Lama Lodu Rinpoche. This one being the Guru Yoga of the previous Kalu Rinpoche, His Eminence Kyabje Rangjung Kunkyab. And just some housekeeping before we begin. For anyone who is new to these teachings, the way we will proceed is Rinpoche will give the teaching, and then at the end there will be some time for questions and answer. We will take those questions in the chat, and if you can text me directly, David Falla, with your questions, that is the least disruptive, as it doesn't have pop-ups for everyone to see in that case. But if you can't figure out that part of the chat function, feel free to just type it directly into the chat, which you can find at the bottom of the screen. And then also, if you have any technical issues with your Zoom, we will do our best to help you resolve them. And Leah Roberts, who is also on the call, you can text her directly with those, as she is our tech specialist. So Rinpoche, I just wanted to thank you once again on behalf of the KDK board for providing these teachings. I know that this teaching in particular is exceedingly special and precious. There are many students of yours who are direct students of the previous Kalu Rinpoche, and even those of us who are not fortunate enough to meet him in person all have a great deal of devotion to this wonderful teacher, and I know you have deep devotion to him as well. So thank you so much for this opportunity. This is, I believe, one of the last teachings you'll be giving for a while, so I just wanted to offer you a virtual kata once again, and thank you so much for the opportunity to have these teachings during this difficult time. So please proceed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, David. Your word is quite nice to hearing. And so as a topic already he told, what we're going to do today is Guru Yoga practice of His Eminence Kalu Rinpoche. And young people who have not met him, not know too much about him, I'll make a little background of him. He's from Eastern Tibet, from Kanze. He's born in their, it's the Ratak family. That Ratak family is a Ratsak family or Ratak family. There are two different ways to pronounce that. It is the post-karma where he born. Kalu Rinpoche born in same family. So Ratak families, and when history come to His Holiness Karma, post-karma, but they talk about the same Ratak, but sometimes Ratak means goat skin, as something like that, and a Ratak means something tight, gold, something, But that is, there is some lots of story to tell. That case, I was there, and that where it has the really Karma born. That house still there, and that in fact, they built 3 stupa there. In the Holiness Karma, when he, certain point, he left from the hometown to go to, Middle Tibet. And he left there his 2 shoes and 1 his goat skin. Later, they find out he was greatly Mahasiddha and a really enlightened being there. So they chopped it, grandma, to make the Tata, small stupa. They built a big stupa there, not that big compared to the house, the inside the house, a bigger one. And then also you have left and right have small stupa. That was 2 shoe. They chopped it again to make stupa and a small stupa Tata, and then build the stupa. So that is still there. Even Chinese invasion, lots of destroyed monastery, but that was not destroyed. When I was there, it's just really everything settled down there. But in the wall, painting is coming out, but the rest of them look not bad. But now, that monastery is not monastery. That place is possessed by the Sakyapa in Rinpoche and Tulku. And when I was there, he was in still jail, but he instructed from the jail to the public to make sure the safe, make that was the kind of keep the safe and take care and respect. So that was quite not that bad, So I was there. So that the very place, I mean, not the very place he born, but that the Karmapa born there. But the name of the family called Ratak family, that is the Kalu Rinpoche born in same family. So that is the his family, which is belong to family of Karmapa. And then this Kalu Rinpoche born in the not far from here, that same state called Kanzi, and there's a kind of Redak monastery, but that was called monastery. That actually that is a retreat, a retreat. One time has the big monastery belong to Karmaka lineage, and so that is there's between the river. Then this side is big monastery, huge in number, is quite lots of number among there. But the retreat, Redak monastery was the retreat. People go up the Redak, meaning it's a kind of mountain rock. It is kind of very quite difficult to get in. There's road is very hard to get there, and so I was there also too. So that the place Rinpoche born there actually, and that is the kind of supposed to be that monastery where they have the special shrine or Makala shrine room. And so Rinpoche father was the doctor, and his wife was Rinpoche's father's kind of great Masida, and Cha.gyu Lodithai is a disciple. And then also he was kind of a very well-known medical doctor in the Tibetan Amji or doctor, So he was there in Redak monastery around above the hill. There are lots of medical herbs growing there. So he brings summer to his wife and himself to pick up these herbs. Then his wife was pregnant, about to give the birth, and then she was picking up the herb. And then that time, Rinpoche has born that time, and then they rushed to go home, go to the monastery, and then right in front of the shrine room of the Mahakala, that was to be he bought there. That is the people said when I was there. People told me that. But actually, he born at that area, but he's really exactly born or not born where. It's hard to say, but people talking about historically, verbally. And so that place, actually, eventually, I was so much devotee to Rinpoche, I built small stupa there also, that where's born, Rinpoche born, that special place where the shrine of the Mahakala. That's what they pointing out. So I built a little stupa there for memory of the Rinpoche both there. So that is the kind of where he born the place. And his father was Cha.gyu Rinpoche, her disciple, Lodithai's disciple. And his mother also had received teaching. And one Lodithai came to in Kanzi area. There she was the one of the offered the long life offering to Cha.gyu Lodithai. That was what I heard. And that is even Cha.gyu Rinpoche very pleased to the little girl, that she's very little. And in Cha.gyu Lodithai call her Dokal Chung Chung. Dokal Chung Chung meaning a little white Tara. But that he just jokingly said that, but she was very, very tiny. So that is kind of, people think it's special that time already she was then. So, and then the Rinpoche was born in that area, and Rinpoche father is very powerful. But at the same time, their Dzogchen monastery have Dzogchen Rinpoche. And Dzogchen Rinpoche is the head of that monastery, and that thousands of monks there, and he's the head. He has a lot of incarnation under him too. So that Dzogchen Rinpoche was also a disciple of the Cha.gyu Lodithai, and he recognized Kalu Rinpoche as Cha.gyu. And then he sent a messenger with a horse, lots of special cup and zaki, which that's very expensive, but wooden cup, but very expensive. And then he have lots of offering, that's kind of incredible offering to make offering, everything to the request to his father and family to give in Rinpoche to Dzogchen monastery. But then Rinpoche father is very powerful. He doesn't really obey them, no one. And so what he did was the Rinpoche father took it, everything what they sent it, the offering. He took the offering when he told, is this my son? Is Chu.gyu or Rinpoche or my teacher's incarnation? I need two. So I'm not giving no one. And he didn't give Rinpoche the monastery to Dzogchen Rinpoche, but he took the all offering. And that's kind of very funny, but he's a strong, careless person like that. He's a Rinpoche father. So Rinpoche kept himself and educated Rinpoche, such as medicine, philosophy, and training of Dharma, early age. And certain age, then he put in the Pange monastery, that's kind of part of the Karma Kagyu monastery. So he gave Kalu Rinpoche to join that in monastery to become monk. So Rinpoche was there, study some time. And when he was 13, actually there's a monk retreat. They have 1 month monk retreat. Up to the retreat, traditionally, every scholar have to recite and comment to the certain text. So that called Sentokta. I mean, it's whole night. You have to. Many people come from village, and monks, lamas all sit there. So one person standing there to comment of the whatever subject he choose or monastery choosing him. So Rinpoche was very young and 13-year little monk, and he was coming to Vinaya Sutras, Sosotar Do, Sordo. It is some like talk about the Vinaya rule. And that volume is quite 300-400 page. So he was to comment himself to commenting on that text. So everybody was doubtful because the little boy can not enough study. So he's standing the whole night, he explaining all the detail of the whole this page. And that is very amazing. And Vinaya Sutra, he memorized and presented in front of thousands of monks there. So that time, ordinarily, everyone wondering this man is something different than just monk. So he was that impressed by, and they can see addition to Dzogchen Rinpoche recognitions. So then later, up to the certain point, then the Rinpoche father gave Kalu Rinpoche to the Palpong monastery, especially Go 3 retreat, where Jamgyal Kongtrul Rinpoche founded Sadar in Jentak. So Rinpoche father gave to His Holiness Siddhi Rinpoche for the 3 retreat in Sadar in Jentak, which is a Shangpa Kagyu retreat. And he was, when he was into the retreat, when he was 15 years, very young. And then before going into the retreat, then he received the Mong Bao, full Mong Bao, Ngenzo, by His Holiness Tai Situpa, Pema Onchu Jabo, giving name him as Karma Rangjung Kunkyab. So that is his name. And so Siddhi, which is already treating him a little differently, didn't say anything. And then he go to retreat, and the retreat, everybody impressed by while he's in the retreat. So he was retreat master of the Tuan Lord Buddha, who was a rainbow body disappeared his lifetime. So Rinpoche was the kind of completely take care of his guru's last needs for after he passed away. So that time he was it's Rinpoche, what he said to me is that his guru was when he tried to get out from the cave, he was very tiny. He can carry as like baby on his lap. But he said if he didn't touch him, leave him more 1 week, he may disappear. And then actually he's disappear in the Randall body, but then he bring that also he want to criminate it and have relax. So that way benefit more. So he bring out from the cave, then he criminated, Then he have the relics he carrying around. Fortunately, I have seen them few times, and that he everywhere he built a stupa, he put one of his gurus relics there. So right now, unfortunately, in United States, Santa Fe Center, there's a big stupa. I built it while in which lifetime. He put one of his gurus relics there. And one of the Sonanda Monastery and one in Bhutan. And then I think he did in Tibet. Each time he built it, he putting those things. So some of them still in his amulet that he's where he keep his blessing. So still there used to be carrying around that too whenever I go. So that is for his guru, Tuan Norbutandu, we call Mahasiddha Norbutandu, that's the name. So he was also very popular and very highly realized person in the Palhu Monastery Lamas. So Rinpoche was really a disciple of that guru. And then his retreat finished. Then after retreat finished, that he was become appointed as retreat master. There will be lots of story. I think so we don't have time. So then up to all the Cha.gyu, Khenze Wurzerer is second Cha.gyu Kontu Rinpoche, and then Giant Khenze Angpo, Chu.gyu Lodu, and Siddhi Pema Onchu, and then, Siktin Gyawang Kamapa, and they began to proclaiming or something he's telling Kalu Rinpoche is the activity incarnation of the Cha.gyu Kontu Rinpoches. So Cha.gyu Kontu Rinpoche, we have the 5 of them actually, Shichen Kontu, Kato Kontu, and there is a Jagara Kontu. So those are still continually the different Kontu. Then Kalu Rinpoche was the one of them, up to 5. So they recognize him. And then he was, after retreat finished, he's benefiting for the teaching and for the sentient being. It's incredible. It is not like ordinary being, especially if the activity become incredible, high in connection. Lama's activity become without he accepting a throne. So, but then great master, the Giant Khenze Chu.gyu Lodu, received initiation from Kalu Rinpoche, which is very high, popular in Tibet, that lamas. And then also that in Lhasa and different place, he was giving teaching initiation. Even Dalai Lama's region also try to receive the initiation, but unfortunately they have big obstacle. The region was killing, so that made the not happening there. So anyway, so Kalu Rinpoche was a quite amazing also practice and realize, and also greatly benefiting in Tibet. And then up to all that, Kalu Rinpoche, Karmapa, 16 Karmapa choose to him to go to Bhutan, because Bhutan have Karmapa's big monastery offered by the king's sister, which the king's sister have big monastery, and also that monastery have the land and also monks, also public there who walk. And they have also lots of animal, for milk and butter and cheese. So they have lots. But when I was Bhutan, one time I did go to that place where is there no lots of animal there, yak, and then zomo. There's a lot there. So that is a place where they abandoned everything, and Karma was sent to him, which is there to be in flourishing the Karma-Kagyu lineage. So he was there before invasion, about invasion, but he before to become really big taboo, and he left there, come to Bhutan. So he was in Bhutan, and he again make 3 retreat. Narrow link, because of narrow practice. Nego links, nego practice. So he have 2 retreat he had invented there. And so after all, and his story go back to Buddha Sakkyamuni now. So Kalu Rinpoche was Cha.gyu Kontu Rinpoche's incarnations, one of his emanations. In that case, Cha.gyu Kontu Rinpoche is historically when the Buddha's lifetime, he was Ananda, Buddha's, near close attendant. And then Guru Rinpoche time, Bhairachanas, the same incarnations. And then Milarepa's time, Rechungpa. So those are very well known. So that is the incarnation of Kalu Rinpoche. You cannot say no because of the, according to those Grand Master has emphasized who Kalu Rinpoche is. So he was the activity benefit being long time, Buddha's lifetime. He was attending Buddha, then emanating in India, many different form of the scholar and practitioner. And then also Tibet, there's many, many great master, scholar, and also treasure master. So that is the, such as like, Taranatha and so the Lamey Naljor. And there's so many of them, so we can call. So it's in connection of the Cha.gyu Rinpoche. And then this Cha.gyu Rinpoche emanation is Kalu Rinpoche. That means he's one of them. He emanated as Kalu Rinpoche, but never he take as the lineage throne. And he later that His Holiness Karmapa requests him and to be teach and be official. And so Karmapa, 16 Karmapas called many times Kalu Rinpoche's 20th century Milarepas. His practice, his knowledge, his wisdom, his compassion is 20th century Milarepa, he says. So you can see the picture, we have text, we put that he was kind of addressed like that. And one student, many students would request that way. So he did, wear that Milarepa custom. So that is because Karmapa say that to many people, and many people call him, and he say, why you just do it like Milarepa? Then he did that, so that the picture comes. So in that case, Kalu Rinpoche's his story go back for a long time, and he is the true Buddha appeared to the human body to benefit sentient beings. Of course, when I met him, he was 60 years old already. I was 18. I think I'm 17. I think 18 it's kind of, I'm at the end of the age, 17. And my age was 18. I really have met Rinpoche. And I met Rinpoche because I don't know Rinpoche, because I'm born in Sikkim. He's from Kham, Eastern Kham. I don't know. But I'm fortunate enough to Rimtek Monastery. I was young. I studied there. And I met one great master from the Kham, Cha.gyu Rinpoche. Cha.gyu Rinpoche is one of the also great master of our Karmapa Kagyu lineage. And Karmapa really told me, he received from Drupal Rinpoche, Mahamudra and Six Yoga from Drupal Rinpoche. And some picture I saw here, there he was demonstrating Six Yoga to the Karmapa, and Karmapa was presenting. So I saw that too. So, but I'm, that time maybe not born even. But anyway, so that the master who, kindly opened my heart to Dharma. Before I was more like the monk, just stay there and get food and try to study, which I don't like it, but they make sure you to do it. So I did that way. That's what staying there. But after this great master have skill to wake me up to Dharma, then he also give instruction and put me retreat. But unfortunately, I'm sick. Then I come out from this place where I retreated. Then I go to the hospital. And then I come back from the hospital. His Holiness Karmapa told me, you are go to somewhere now. And because that case, when I go to hospital and my teacher, his eminent, Drupal Rinpoche, also came to hospital. But he's staying in a very wealthy family house. I stayed in the hospital, but he passed away. And when I finish hospital, come back, I have no teacher, but there are lots of great teachers, somewhat karmically And His Holiness Karmapa carried me because of the way in which he carried me. So therefore, Karmapa, see, I am no one take care now. So he was asking me, and you have to go somewhere, not here, in your place. Where you born? This place is not the meditation for you. You have to let go of this place. And then one day he told, Kalu Rinpoche is, I received initiation teaching. He's great master in the world. I'm sending to you there. If you can do it, that Lama can have blessing, siddhi, lineage, transmission to you. So I'm sending, and His Holiness Karmapa sent it me lots of letter for Rinpoche, letter for monastery, letter for the king, I guess, in the where it was special people who, and also have the border, and also that the local government, and then the monastery of that particular place. So I have lots of letter he giving because he makes sure I will be secure there. So some letter I show, some letter I didn't show, some letter even I have now. His Karmapa give me. So he sent me to Kalu Rinpoche. I made through Karmapa blessing meeting this great master. You see. So that way, my connection with the Kalu Rinpoche, it is very wonderful. I met up to my beloved teacher passed away, and this great master again I made it. So since then, I was 18. Then until he passed away, I was in almost 30 years, I think so, together. But sometimes I was attending him, and all the time, and that sometimes go. Then he made me to go to West, and I came to Europe and here, United States. Still, I'm here due to he said to me to stay here. So I have to obedient from my guru. So I think he's the true Buddha in human form. Then you also he not getting realization just simply, or not getting that kind so much renouncing, but he was practicing. If somebody say he was 18 year, 12 year in the cave in the mountain, but later I heard they said more than 18 because he lived up to retreat finish. 3 years retreat finish, he lived in the mountain all the time. So in that case, he was kind of, don't care the eating, drinking, anything. He mothers chasing him around, but bring things, but once in a while, then he lived again. So he can sit, meditate without concern about anything. So that's why he spent time when he's young. Then he become well-known teacher. And then Palpung Monastery have so many avid, realized person there under His Holiness Rinpoche. But request him from the cave, asked him come to be retreat master. So then he become retreat master in Palpung Monastery, which is Cha.gyu Rinpoche founded in the mountain, and Cha.gyu. So then used to be there 13 Lama only. And then Rinpoche started, while he's a retreat master, he built it extra there to become 25 a cave he made. And then he also spoke the food and everything for all the lamas, whoever come to retreat. And he give the teaching, he give the place, he give the food, clothes, everything. So that's why he was a retreat master, and he take charge of everything. So that was the retreat. He started to become popular and flourish. He's a name and a fame. And then his activity become very infinitely benefit for all beings. Then come out in Bhutan, then from Bhutan to India. And India, he built it Sonada Monastery, Samdup Targye Chuling Monastery, and still has monks are doing really good there, keeping the tradition of the Kalu Rinpoche, what he wishes. There is very admiring they're doing, because without they have too much taking care of them. So that the monastery, he built it, and he had the retreat there. So while he in the start the retreat, there is the Bukar Rinpoche is a very well-known Karma-Kagyu teacher. He also retreat. He did Shangpa-Kagyu retreat one time. Then also he get to retreat to Karma-Kagyu retreat one time in Sonada. Under Kalu Rinpoche, he become disciple of the Kalu Rinpoche, and Buddha Rinpoche become, and Buddha Rinpoche, his guru is Kalu Rinpoche becomes. So, and now Buddha Rinpoche is well known in the world, but unfortunately he passed away and he reincarnated again. So anyway, that is the background of Kalu Rinpoche. And then as he come to us, many people you have all enough to seeing him, then you know how he was greatly benefiting in the world, in the West, in America, Europe, and many different continents, So he teaching go around, he was busy all the time. So that is what he have presented. And then he have no retreat, three retreat is not have in the West. And he founded three retreat in France. And also Naroling, Negoling, I think is male and female there. But Shangpa, I think is all them. Then also he founded in the Vancouver, Canada, three retreat. And then also in New York, Lama Lodu Center, which is going very well now. And here also we have three retreat, but we're not doing it yet because he's want to do retreat, but I'm waiting to him to perform the activity. So we have no retreat right now. So anyway, that is our background, because I talked about this lots about talk about that his story. So this kind of little background to you. And so he was whole lifetime serving His Holiness 16 Gyawa Karmapas. 16 Gyawa Karmapa was the first time asked him to go. And His Holiness Dalai Lama also requested to go. So he came to their request to come to us. So then he has founded many centers, and all the centers still continually functioning. And so that is his activity left behind. So now we're talking about the Guru Yoga. The Guru Yoga is kind of, it is, teaching of Buddha is Hinayana, Mahayana, the Vajrayana. So Guru Yoga is to belong to the Vajrayanas. And so it is very important. Guru Yoga, now, if you are not mature enough, maybe you are not understanding, so we'll be exposed this now, because sometimes I can see we are kind of scared, secret, hiding. We cannot are able to do it. So we're hiding and we're losing the lineage also same time. So I think it will be not have any, any kind of the displeased Dharma Protector and Dakini by me to say these things. But I think it's time for exposed people to open their heart. So that's the case. Last time we talked about His Holiness 16 Karmabas, and now we're talking about the Kalu Rinpoche, which is my beloved Guru. Karmapa is very, very important in my life. And just seeing him, near him, you can feel it. It's incredible energy, blessings, and compassion. Bring the peace by near him. You can get the peace. We experience peace from him. So that great master is one of my teacher, my guru also. Not me saying because his family is there for my guru. Not saying that, but I'm from my heart. I had opportunity to spend time, receive teaching, blessing, and so that obviously he's very kind. He directed me when I was young, lost in samsara, and he was the one of them opening my heart, addition to my other guru like Buddha Rinpoche. So, and then Kalu Rinpoche is also, I lived with him long time. And normally people live longer and then people doesn't get along and people can kind of look at the fault each other, But Kalu Rinpoche, I stay with more, and every morning I looking forward to him, seeing him. Last night I see him, he's so blessed and joyful. I want to see that joy and blessed. Next morning I'm really looking for. So I am fortunate enough, long time I was spending with him and attending him. And so that was a unusual experience than normal human being, And every day, day by day, I can see the true insight enlightened quality. The more you spend time, you go with him, you can see how profound he is. You get to deeper and then deeper and then deeper. So that's kind of experience I experienced. So I thought even you can hear, you can see, and then this Guru Yoga is especially he wrote himself. So therefore, we have wrote the Guru Yoga by somebody else, and on his disciple. It's not that much blessing, but this he wrote himself. So therefore, that text what we're going to use is a very helpful blessed proof, and a lineage blessing is contained on that, the Guru Yoga text, So in that case, that's in a very good condition there we have. Can you put in text on this now screen? So then picture was this one. And when you visualize him, you can visualize this form. You can visualize too. That just like picture you see this. So this is Gampopa head with the monk robe, and then he's on throne. So you can just visualize this one. But the text would be always say, form of your guru is Vajradhara. But you can decide it and picture you on this one or Vajradhara, So can give me the text now. Okay, a little bit bigger. I can see not too good. Okay. That's good enough. And so these Lamey Naljor here contain so-called Guru Yoga of descending rain blessings, something like that. That is a kind of rain of blessing of a Guru Yoga, they say. So next one is kind of refuge. Always a refuge is very important. And of course, I think this is case. First, when we are request the Guru to bless our ordinary body, ordinary speech, ordinary mind. So that meaning ordinary mind is while conflicting emotion, and we have lots of ego, clinging, grasping, and that is in ordinary mind. And also speech carelessly, harming, torturing other being, and bodily also harming, torturing other being. That is ordinary speech. Ordinary body also we do action, harming other being, torturing other being. So due to our mind is completely afflicted. So that is our ordinary speech, mind, body is completely afflicted with such negativity. So now we request the Guru to bless, precious root Guru, meaning that Guru who is true enlightenment, that who pointing out my mind as Dharmakaya. That's my root Guru, that precious root Guru, glorious one. So I request you to reside on my crown of the head, on the lotus of moon seat. To call through the compassion, the kindness of you, and bestow your extraordinary body as Buddha body, extraordinary speech as Buddha speech, extraordinary mind as Buddha mind, to bestow on me the siddhi on me. So this is requesting completely remove all the ordinary speech, mind, body to divine speech, mind, body as your speech, mind, bodies. So this is kind of always Vajrayana practice. We request blessing from the Guru by such requesting prayer, supplications. You can move on. So this is the kind of Rinpoche's dress of the Milarepa, that is, a karma we call 20th century's Milarepa. And the people request Rinpoche to be dressed like this, to take picture, them to keep their precious picture. So it's not too much common, this picture, but it's somewhat Lama Ching finding this today, and he put in here now. So now talking about the refuge as normal, people you go have a practice. Namo is Sanskrit, so how much, Choksum, Tsasum. So Choksum meaning that the three excellent ones, Buddha, Dharma, Sanghas. Chasum meaning the three root one, Lama, Idam, protectors. So the ocean-like object of refuge, such as the three root and three excellent ones. So last time I explaining that, so that is the kind of you who are the representing the three root and three excellent one, and what my object of my refuge. So me and all sentient beings, seeing as you are the true Buddha, true savior, you are the only who protect us from the suffering, free us from the sufferings. So we all, sentient being, myself and all sentient beings without exception, go for refuge to you who are embodiment of the three excellent one, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, three root one, Lama, Idam, protectors. Your mind is Buddha, your body is Sangha, your speech is Dharma. So you're three excellent one. And your three root, your mind is Lama, your speech is Idam, your body is activity, protector. So you are condensed of the all three excellent and three root one. So I go for refuge from now to unreached enlightenment. That is all sentient being and myself. The next one is Simche Sanjay Salam and is giving the reason in order to all the sentient being placed to Buddha. That reason I was meditating profound part of the Guru Yoga. So this is the bodhicitta actually. So that is in order to all sentient being guide to enlightenment, I'm meditating Guru Yoga practice, which is profound path. So that is the bodhicitta. So that's the kind of, we're repeating this together. Then we also keep your mind, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and Lama, Idam, protector, and also keep your mind to practice and dedicating to bring all sentient beings to enlightenment. Because I want to get enlightened, all sentient beings of the enlightenment. I want to happy. Every sentient being want to happy. None of them want to not have big enlightenment, not happy. So want to be happy. Every sentient being no suffering, and I not to suffering. So small all sentient being no suffer, not to suffer. So these all sentient being to reach their aim to get enlightenment, there is method I practice in Guru Yoga, which is very profound and a part of the profound path, yes. So that was what we're saying. We're reading now Tibetan phonetic there. I think you can follow me. A little bigger can make the okay. Namo Kunjo Sason Jamne Jazol Dazol Dogen Gibe Jaso Simje Sanje Sala Gibe Lamzal Lamey Naljor Gombara Jai Namo Joson Sason Jamne Jazo Dazo Dogen Gibe Jaso Simje Sonje Sala Gibe Lamza Lamey Naljor Gombara Jai Namo Joson Sason Jamne Jazo Dazo Dogen Gibe Jazo Simje Sanje Sala Gibe Lamza Lamey Naljor Gombara Jai. That's the taking refuge, generating bodhicitta is normal Vajrayana traditions, even my tradition as well. So now is kind of, we are visualizing the Guru pause Umasubhava Shuddha Saradhar Masubhava Shuddha Hang. So this is Zhuada which means that perceive and perceivers, mind, and which perceive the phenomena, all this is empty. All the phenomena is empty. The phenomena manifested by the mind is empty. When you analyze, investigate it, one's mind, you cannot find the mind as truly tangible or any kind of, one can grab, seize them. And then same things, everything, phenomena, they're nothing inherent existent. All of them are the dependent or originated. So therefore, it's everything dependent originated. Things are phenomenal. All these phenomena are empty, its own nature. We only have to recognize. We don't have to make empty them. They're empty, but we have to recognize. So that is Subhava Shuddha Saradhama Subhava Shuddha Hang. It makes sure that is everything not truly existent, everything empty, absolute truth, So that is the pause you have briefly keep your silent, your mind to bring some, with not hard, very hard to be, one can able to practice in the totally emptiness. But some of this, intellectually or some sense that you think everything empty, that you must have cultivated your mind there. So within that emptiness, certainly important to you in the space. The center have the lion throne, the lotus, sun and moon stuck, a seat there in front of you, a lion throne, sun and moon seat. Lion throne and the lotus, then sun and moon seat there. So under that seat in front of you, you can see Vajradhara, Sasum Kindu Lama Dorje Changs, meaning Lama and Vajradhara, who are the condensed, all the three root, Lama, Idam, protectors, all in one form of the Vajradhara. So Vajradhara is like blue, and then have the holding the Vajran bell and cross its heart, and wearing as Sambhogakaya, a custom, deities custom, peaceful deities custom, such as the Chenreze, Vajrasattva, same custom, But Chenreze have the deer skin, but this doesn't have deer skin, like Dorje Sampai, But in Vajradhara is the blue color, And so that is the essence of the three root, Lama, Idam, protectors. And form of the Vajradhara is blue Dorje Chang, Nangke Dokchen is that Nangke Dok is that we say the color is the sky color, so the sky is blue, so that is called blue colors. Nangke Dokchen. Chanyin Dorjin's true arm, Bajra and Bell holdings. So that is kind of what you have visualizing now, Guru, lion throne, lotus, sun and moon seat, and Guru Vajradhara blue in color, holding Bajra and Bell across his heart, wearing all the Sambhavakaya custom, the peaceful deities custom completely. So that was the visualizing. And then Nangki Dangje, Nangki Dokje, so it means color of the sky, his body, and Vajra Bell calls his heart. And he residing in the lotus positions, completely ornament, the jewel and gem ornament completely adorn him as a normal deity, So move up there, then you can see small print. There's Yum Chen Gom Nas. If you want to be a concert, then you should follow that. And then this last line, you can see that Rayu into Yum Tat Nime Joro. So that meaning if you want to visualize with concert, then in that case, self-radiant, spacious, the mother who's joined inseparably. That means you can visualizing the concert embracing by Vajradhara, so that you visualize. If you don't want, you have to give up. You don't have to put that one. That is just one line if you want. So that is we can now we can go back to read that one slowly. Then we can see. Oma Subhava Shuddha Sarva Dharma Subhava Shuddha Tongpe Ngale Ranje Nangye Sainte Ben Dawe Den Den To Tazoi Gendo Lama Naljor Nangye Doje Chanye Dortile Parda Rinje Genzo Gerdo. So kind of visualize single one this way. So if someone like to, you can visualize with concert, but maybe better to, do just single one. That's better, beginner is kind of easily fall into negative side, so it's just the single visualization Vajradhara. That's better. So now we start to from the and then other shloka there's Chu.gyu Tasum Kuncho Sum. So now from the heart, the light from the heart, 3 root and 3 rare and 3 excellent one. Dissolve like rainfall in and become nature of the whole, condense or unifying all the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha and Lama Idam protector in one form of the Vajradharas. So that case from the heart, you have visualizing light come, that light invoking Buddha, Dharma, Sangha and Lama and then Idam protectors all coming, all of them come home of the Vajradhara and merging into the Guru in front of you, who you have visualized already. And just fall down like rainfall, like rainfall and dissolve into the Vajradhara. And then Vajradhara become condensed, all essence of all Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and Lama Idam protectors. So we have to read this one, right? You do not read that. So go back to maybe read, okay. Chu.gyu, Wiki, and Zasoy, Control, Charging, and Bhakti, Kundi, and Lamey.gyu. So now become his essence of all the enlightened one, form of the Vajradhara. Maybe you can down a little bit. Yes, a little more down. And you went up. I think you have down. Okay. Okay, just go down. And one line is covered. Okay, that's maybe the one. So now is kind of 7 branches prayer starting now. So Guru is a real Guru is appear, form the Vajradhara there, essence of the all enlightened one in front of me in the space. So now I have to 7 branches prayer is prostration, second is offering, and third one's repentance, regret since they have done, and then third one is rejoicing. The fourth one is the fourth one is kind of requesting teaching from the who, rejoicing the all the virtue done by the other great beings. The fifth one is requesting the teaching of the all enlightened one, the Bodhisattva one, not remaining silent, rather request and beseech them to teach into until and the benefit of sentient being. And then sixth one is request not pass nirvana, remain as human being, bestow the teachings until the end of the samsara. So you remain in the world up until completely sentient being is enlightenment. The seven ones are dedicating all merit what we accumulated all to dedicate to all being to get enlightenments. So this is the kind of one by one. I can do my best little bit explaining. So first one is dasu shingle literal stays. So they meaning emanating the myself and others body as the kind of dust of the world, atomic dust, dust, when morning, that's a tiny dust in the atomic. So sometimes we don't see that, but it's there. But when sun rays come, and in the sun rays you look at, there are lots of dust there. So how many dust could be? They're numberless. So you emanating your body and other beings' body, like that number, emanating. What you do is you bowing physically, bowing to the Guru, who are the essence of all the enlightened ones. The bowing, that means you can emanate it, many beings, many emanation yourself, then bowing to all with a devotionally, mentally, completely dedicate one's life to the Guru and have no hesitations, no any kind of doubt. They completely, from the depth of your heart, you respect of his purity and his enlightened quality, his ability, and his compassion, and his omniscience is his quality perfections. So you admire that, then you are bowing physically to him to purify that your impurity of the body have done and since the beginning last time. You offered your respect to the Guru. They purify your impure body. They bestow in his pure blessing of his body. So you are bowing to devotionally, bowing to the Lama, the who essence of all the enlightened one. That's the first one. The second one's Chinasasam Rabjum Chapter Tin, meaning that the offering like cloud-like offerings. Rabjam means infinite, that not able to see how measure, how number. It's one able to do it. So that offering is a chunk, outer offering, inner offering, secret offerings. So this outer offering is the whatever existed. You make offering water, flour, incense, and all other things that outer offering existed. Even you can see the beautiful garden, beautiful house, and anything that you can see please to your eye. And all of these are the imaginings, lay, anything in landscape. So all these things you make offer the outer offerings. And what you have offering, you make our real things, you make the offering there in the altar, beautifully, very clean, perfect and precise. And then also whatever seen outside, anything, the mountain, tree, flower, landscape, anything that you can see. And then in the lake, in the ocean has so many jewel and gem there. In the rock have lots of gold and silver and lots of precious things there. So anything that is existing in the world, it is that you make offerings in them. So the chi, the external offerings. Nanki offering is inner offering is like that you make symbol there some kind of offering there, kind of liquid, but you have to bless through your concentrations, your visualizations, fire and wind, and then you plate on, and then in the substance, and then you visualize them to boil and just spill out all the negative impurity, and then draw the blessing from the enlightenment, merge with them, then become incredible offering there. So these called secret offerings. Nangi, inner offering, that's called. Donkey offerings is that is inner offering. So secret offering is that so you can visualize many things that what you are feeling, pleasing to you, what you look beautiful to you, what when pleased to you, and whatever kind of make delightful things that you imagine, you offer to Guru. So this again, you cannot think that this offering, if I don't give, my Guru will be suffer there. So not thinking that way. So you have to please accept for me to purify accumulated merit, except for me. So that he is completely perfected. He need nothing, but he reach everything. That kind of individual. So we offer this with our respect, not by the forcefully that you have to give him because otherwise he's dying there. Not like that. So these outer inner offering, you imagining, you make there some of them really offering, some of them they kind of existing in the world, some of them manifested in their mind. 16 garis, 8 auspicious symbol, 8 substantial auspicious substances, 8 king possession, so all 16 garis. So all these different things you can imagine, and God and Nagas and prosperity, offering of their possession. Everything God and human being and Naga have possessed in the world, and everything, the precious things we put together, we make the offering to your Guru. And the Guru doesn't need, but for need to me to accumulate it, may need to purify and also cut off my attached to all the material. So that's purpose I need to request him to accept this offering. But this offering is very perfect and precise. It's beautifully to look at, very cleaning, but number is incredible number. Human mind cannot count it. And then space is kind of incredible space. Rabjam is kind of, you cannot imagine how big space is. So the peel of offering, so there's an example like there's a cloud like cloud, and so that way, example how the offering is. And so such way you offer. So this is the second offering. They offer this peel of all the pure land, all the land peel of this offering and make offer to Buddha, Buddha, Guru Bhajadaras, So that's it, so you offer. So this is the kind of, we attach the material, clinging the things. So this is the one we have the not getting the Dharma perfectly. They get the obstacle to our Dharma because you're cleaning, grasping things. So we offer everything without concern, without clinging and grasping. And we ask the Buddha to take it away and receive this offering from us to purify and cut off our attachment and clinging to material. That's second one, this one, you see. So now next, third one. Third one is that beginning last time to until now, I have accumulated sins and obscurations, fall and downfall, all of these. So these are the kind of from beginning last time until now, we have accumulated sins through speech. We say, lying, slander, harsh talk, and meaningless talk, and also body, clinging, killing, stealing, and misconduct, And so mentally, the envy, ill will, wrong views, all these negative things we do. These negative things are the being all sentient being we do carelessly. So doing this, some Buddhists know some idea of this, since not good, but they will do it. So when you have the idea of this, then you get the kind of cost, this will be suffer you. And then you know that things you have done from beginning last time to until now carelessly. So this now, since obscuring my mind to have no room for the wisdom, no room for understanding, and no room for a profound truth, absolute. So that is obscured by the many sins I did it. In addition, that's in nearby, meaning the fall, and Tua, meaning the downfall. So these are the more like monk and nuns, they saw those are extraordinary, take the vow, and they have some of this, they will be violating the vow. So the more simple than ordinary people who have not taken vow, but the ordinary people do have the vow that, not to do those things, but they were doing it, they will be and not, bad as the monk and nun did these bad things, All these sins, then we have to very compass, repentant, you regret what you did, this negative. So, I had this through speech, mind, body, since the beginning, last time until now. You can think about 1 second, we try to think positive. Very hard to bring mind to positive because negative come up there, pop up, and are destructing. So since the beginning, last time, I have how much I've done is so careless in anything. This down. So this is what I did. If I'm dying, this caused me to go to hell realm. When I born to hell realm, I may have never chance to come back to human realms. God realm, enlightened, forget enlightenment. There's no way. But so then that is the sense we think about this since I have done, this since I have it, and I'm doing continually this lifetime, how much? In the last month, this month, how much I'm negative? I did all negative. Last week to this time, how much? All negative. This morning to now, how much? All negative. Positive is very rare. So that is counting this negative, so much negative I accumulated. This doesn't help me. If I die, that will cause me suffering. Even I'm not dying, staying longer, this consequence can become in this lifetime. So this case, that is, they cannot keep this with me. Before happen to anything to my life, I must repent from my heart. I feel shamefully I have done this. Painful because how terrible if I'm dying now, this suffering I may cause already. This suffering is waiting there, me to torture. So that way, think of that way, I must repent and regret what I've done. The now chance of the enlightened Guru here, perfect pure being here in front of me, saving me this. So I request you, please forget. I've done everything, honestly, whatever I have done, your omniscience can see everything what I do. So this will kind of only to keep me to suffer and pain. And then I promise, and now I will not do anymore. But what I've done is I request you to forgive me, let me free through your blessing, your compassion, your purity, your wisdom, your realizations. Free me. So this is from the depth of your heart, you repent and you regret what you've done in the past. All of these by the feel that I make mistake, feel that I should be regret because I done this. Not as simply, but very hard from the depth of your heart, you confess what you done. So up to the confess, then you have to say, I'm not doing any more repeat again. From the depth of your heart, you confess the sins, negative you have done. That purify. But you only take the vow not to do again. That purify too. Because sins is always a negative. But sins do have some positive, good quality. What that good quality is, one, enough repentance, regret, that's purifying, remove. And then you take the vow not to do it. Then that means that's also that completely you're free of that negative you don't. If you don't do it day by day, you delay, the more the delay, more negative can become harder to purify. So that means anything negative you do, it is have to be immediately purified and free yourself by, but in this case, Guru Yoga. Guru is the embodiment of the past, present, future Buddha, all Dharma Sangha, and all the Idam deities, and all the protectors in the conjunction in one form, and we requesting him to purify through my great repentance, and very hard enough to purify, and promise not to do again. So that is a thought part that we are, among the seven branch prayer. Don't forget. So that is so short, long story. Make sure that is the third part of the seven branches. So now, sakje sangme khode gechola gawa chimbuji suyira ngos. So yes, the kind of sakje sangme meaning contaminate virtues of the samsara and nirvana. So that case is sakje, meaning the kind of you don't virtuous to fall down to lower round. So you do good things. You dedicate to born human being. So that you doing good, you dedicate to born human being. Well, you will be born human being. But you born human being doesn't mean you enlightenment. You are suffer there too. So that called sakti gyawas, meaning of contaminated virtues. Virtue has contaminated. What contaminated? You are clinging to born human beings, God realms, demigod realms. That is, you clinging their pleasure, pleasant, their happiness of human being. So that is the called contaminated virtues. The virtue is not perfect. It's contaminated. The result will be very brief and come back to suffering again. That's called contaminated virtues. Sagme means uncontaminated virtues. Uncontaminated virtue meaning virtues you don't is without afflicted, clinging and grasping that. That is the core meaning samsara, de means nirvana. So core meanings resolve from the uncontaminated. Contaminated virtues can cause to be samsara, and then de means the uncontaminated virtue can bring you to beyond sufferings. So that is kind of, there's good have two different divided, and also there's more other two. So this is kind of two of them they categorize here. All the virtues, whether contaminated and uncontaminated, all of them. I rejoicing from depth of my heart. So meaning that I'm appreciating doing good things. I will not just deny because they're contaminated virtue, but that's virtues also. So I rejoicing all the virtue the Buddha have done enlightenment, and then Bodhisattva and bring the level of the Bodhisattva to approach enlightenment. And Arhat also that destroy their pure enemy, and to achieve the state of the paranirvana or arhatship. So that is the virtue too. So but this virtue can kind of fall into different place. But all of them are the contaminated virtue, but there is virtues. But including uncontaminated virtues like virtue the dawn for dedicated to enlightenment, all these virtues. That's I'm rejoiced from my depth of my heart. How wonderful, how fortunate, how precious the person have done so good thing. So this is a kind of by in a way that skillful method to quick enlightenment is that those methods can make it quick enlightenment. And you don't use it, this method, then it's the same thing. You'll never get way better. So these virtues kind of rejoicing make it difficult. The things are be easy. There's lots of history in the Buddha lifetime also. One of the women, poor woman begging around and come to when Buddha had receiving alms from the kings. 5 arhat there receiving alms. But the king will be make the really auspicious nicely, but every day he make offering like that. So the lady, begging lady came by there, so that she saw that and she thinks, oh, wonderful. And the king has so much merit he have done in past. I have such great thing he can do. Offering to the Arhat, offering to enlightened one, and every day. And seed is very perfect, precise. Offering are so perfect, precise. So the king has great merit, the opportunity he absorbing such, where he offers excellent object. What you offer is perfect and precise. So this king is called wonderful. And she was very rejoiced. She was very, very from her heart rejoicing. And then after the lines, normally dedicated to king and all sentient beings, that day Buddha announced the monks, I will dedicate today not to a king. I have a special to dedicate today. So the monk asked him, why you, Lord, have today to dedicate not to our king who has greatly sponsoring here. So yes, king give merit, great. But more than king merit, that lady have accumulated. The lady is begging around, but she mentally, really from their heart, she has a rejoicing the king's such generous, just kind attitude, so great. Offering to the Buddha, what offering is precise and perfect, and how he get the idea he must have good karma in the past. Wonderful, she was very rejoicing. But the king is giving the offering, but king have little bit holding proud. I, the king, I can give, no one can give this. So I'm the best, I'm the winner. Something he has a little bit ego holding that. So that was the make the obscure his merit, incredible merit obscure. But the lady begging girl was that no clinging and obscurating any kind of clinging, but for rejoice from depth of the heart by the admired by the virtue of the kings, So that made she was later she's dying and born in the disciple and she become arhat a lifetime. So how is it that, She was just rejoicing, king was giving. But she get the result quick and it really, so that's wonderful, is it? So that rejoice and bank the greatly accumulated merit and purification quicker, and the result get quicker. So therefore rejoice in how important here. So that is a thought, I think it's fourth one, I think rejoicing. Okay. So now we can go to next one because we have all branches, then we read it. And now we have see member chambe magento namla sabge chigitam in porto sol. So now is requesting the teachings, wandering, dark, samsara, all the sentient being who's my older mom, my mom, none of them anyone than my mom. All of them is my mom. But they wandering in the dark, not nowhere going, all over the suffering and pain in samsara. So please look with your compassion eye, bestow the profound, excellent Dharma. I beseech you, lead the light. Lead the light. I beseech you to lead light, the profound. So you're requesting Bodhisattva who are not teaching, you may beseech, request them through your compassion. Look at this, my mother beings, wandering in the samsara and dark, suffering, pain, and confused. Look this suffering and pain. So your wisdom light lead, they can see the truth through your profound dharmas. So that case we request to all Buddha Bodhisattva, be not be silent, be teach. We need to sentient beings have wisdom. Through your wisdom, the bliss bestow the teaching. So that is the kind of fifth one, and branches. And now next one is the besieging, the requesting this. Dokin Lamey.gyu Matoparas, all the sentient beings, if not attain the state of Buddhahood, I supplicate you, you residing your body, the better like your body to remain. I beseech you, request you to reside in this world. Meaning all these sentient beings to get enlightenment, up until get the enlightenment. You residing here, better your body to stable, remain here and guide sentient being. Be example for the sentient being. And you reside in the world, not past nirvanas, reside in the world to benefit sentient beings. That's the sixth. Zukul Dorjita was beseeching, residing you to like Vajra-like body, like remind Vajra-like body meaning never decay, never destroy, never break again, forever. So the example like that, you reside in the world until the reaching enlightenment of all sentient beings. So that is the sixth. So next one is seven now. That Pisum Sakti Gyawa Dolangos. So that meaning I dedicated the virtue I accumulated 3 times to all sentient beings. May I attain all sentient beings state of Vajradharas. So that's the dedications. So that makes 7. So the dedication this is the 7 branches, what you have, past prostration, offering, regretings, rejoicings, request to teachings, beseech to remain in the world. And then all these virtues you gain from this, we dedicate to all sentient beings without exception, dedicating to that cause to them fully awakening all sentient beings as Vajradharas. So we dedicate all the merit to all sentient beings to attain enlightenment. So there is also other way to relate to a dedication prayer. We can do more. So we go to read this one first, okay? 7 branches prayer from the prostrations. Okay, that's what I think start. Nong.jor Sa Korde Yezo Gawai Jembe Jiso Yira Memborai Jambe Mage Dona Savye Jige Demia Bado Doge Lale Goban Tobai Maxis Mori Doge Lale Gobai Mado Zogo and Dorje and Daboy Josalat, the Zum Tabe Gawan Dolam, Chamje and Dorje Jange Sado. So these are 7 branches prayer to Guru to purify and accumulate merit for us and Guru to bless us. So now this one is kind of supplications. Tisu Sanje Tamji Dipemo Lama Rinpoche is the first one to say, condense or unifying all three-time Buddha, essence of all three-time Buddha, Lama, the precious one. Simjen Tamchiki Tendu, Dagi Dajin Loye Tong Zedu Scores. Simjen Tamchiki Tendu, meaning in order to benefit all sentient beings, bestow the blessings by completely let go of self-clinging. Gyemen Gilaki or Zedu souls, supplicate you, please bestow, may born in my mind, my mind stream, contaminated. Gyemen means not want to be have that, contaminated, yes, I say contaminated. The next, Julie Milam Jombar Zedu souls, bestow the illusory body to train into the dim, Wurzel Chaja Chimochok to Tatanitu, clear light of excellent Mahamudra city in this place now. Nyurwanito, very quickly, and bury this place. I supplicate you, bestow on me, yes. So that is the kind you repeating for supplication to the Guru, and that we call supplication, but that's you repeat some, whatever the number you like, we can do 2-3 times. Go back. Lamey Naljor, Simje Tamje Tendu, Dagi Daje Loye Tongren Zedosa, Gime Gilai Gewaren Zedosa, Julie Melai Jombren Zedosa, Ozai Cha.gyu Jembo Chu.gyu Ngodu, Kada Nido Yorwa Nido, Dosa De Nido Topore Jinge Lado So. Tiso Sonje Tamje Dibe Ngo Lamey Rinpoche, Simje Tamje Ge Tendu Dagi Dazi Loi Tongwaran Zedo So. Gyemen Gilai Gewaran Zedo So. Julia Melam Jomboran Zedo So. Wezalai Cha.gyu Jembo Chu.gyu Ngodu Tadai Nido Yowa Nido Dosai Dinyen Don Tobarai Jinye Lado So. Tiso Sonje Tamje Dibe Ngo Lamey Rinpoche Simje Tamje Ge Tendu Dagi Daje Loye Tongwaran Zedu So. Gyemen Gilai Gewaran Zedu So. Julie Melai Jomboran Zedu So. Wozai Cha.gyu Jembo Chu.gyu Ngodu Tadai Nido Yorwa Nido Dosai Dinyen Do Topore Jinge Lado So. So this is the supplication. You can do many as you can, and also bring the meaning while you're saying. So in that case, you can English reading. This practice you can do English first, then you get used to it, then go to Tibet, maybe good for your blessing, no? So next one's mantra. Om A Guru Banzandara Ayu Panin Yana Siddhi Hong. So you can do this mantra as much as you can. So this is kind of requesting, some blessing. So what you have listed there, and all this blessing to bestow on you to realize your true nature, and at the same time dispel to obscure the true nature, and then bring your mind to be compassion, non-referential compassion, and then your absolute truth, total Mahamudra to realize here. So that is what you are praying, thinking that you wishes while you're doing Cha.gyu visualization as I described before, sadhana. Om Ai Guru Bandara Ayo Puyan Sede 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 Hong. So you can recite this as many as you can, and up to the recitation of this. So now have to go to empowerment. First you have to request empowerment. So kadisum de Lama Rinpoche Lamey.gyu on the process. So precious Guru who has three kind of kindness bestowed me the poor empowerment by ripening my body. Having supplicated so, my forehead Oms. In Guru's forehead is a letter Om. And that Om radiating white light, that white light dissolved into my forehead. That's purifying my obscuration of my body. I received the vast empowerment, empower me to meditate to creation stage. The first part of the empowerment, vast empowerment. So this become fortunate to accomplish the creation of the Manakaya or incarnations. The post empowerment now. So now again throat from the eyes, Guru's throat, that the rays of the red light comes. And also red light and red R comes. That come dissolve into my throat, that receive the secret empowerments. That's purifying my speech, and empower me to speech blessings. They give birth to realization, the Sambhogakaya, the planting seed of Sambhogakayas. From the home, from the heart of the Guru, and radiating home and blue light. The blue light come from Guru to my heart and dissolve my heart. I obtain the wisdom empowerments, purifying the mental impurity. I have the empower me to follow in the path of the unions. I bought my realization, obtain the Dharmakaya, and planting seed to obtain Dharmakayas. Finally, the Guru melt light. The crown of my head, Guru's melting light, emerging inseparability with me. Obtaining fourth empowerments, purifying the union, impurity, obscurations, empowered to meditate inconceivable unions. It become completely perfected of the realization of four kayas. Ingri air means, so it's kind of spacious and awareness, inseparable. To appear to naked, empty and bliss. So said, occupies merging one's mind with Guru minds. So this is the kind of final empowerment that is kind of, which is text and missing that how much you have to fix that. And last time we did look at it and I didn't realize that much. But I don't have the original text because I have one, somebody took it. I put it in the kitchen. So I have that also. I translate it and come from KDK, one of the students carrying around, but he gave it to me to use it. But I was there, when I'm having tea breakfast morning, I looked at, I'm living there all the time. Day I need to practice teaching on the karma for Guru Yoga. They took it. Somebody took it, but that's kind of Dharma practice doesn't do it and taking things from people need it anyway. So that was kind of making that text has both of this, And so here these so that's a kind of each have there is a different kind of way to understandings up to the merging the Guru. When you have the unconceivable meditations, so of unions. So this will be the kind of perfecting the four kayas. Up to that case, then Ingri Yer means Ing the Rikpa meaning. Ing is the kind of spacious. Rikpa means that is normally we call mind. The Rikpa is a term that is something what you can see the object. Or mind see this something. What you see something is the ing, is space, spacious, And when they see things that not really there, but relatively, ordinarily see things there. But absolutely, the things what you're seeing is spacious, you know. But that spacious was seen by the awareness, Rigpa, in awareness. And that awareness is when you are live inseparably. You know, what you seeing the spacious there, and what's seeing the spacious, and what's spacious, the two things. So not be separated, distinguished as. But what you're seeing, who's seeing, become inseparable in one. That's called ritoya, means inseparability of the awareness and spacious. You see, so that case that will be said. Who's seeing the space? It's not existent. So that what seeing the space is not existent, then what space there have to be existent, not existent. But merge into one, meaning there's spacious manifested from your awareness, and awareness marriages with the spacious marriage with the, awareness, then become in one. One can have that kind of state of experience, equipoise your mind on that state, then nakedly appear bliss and emptiness. That is the Guru mind that you should be up to Guru dissolve, and you become speech mind of the Guru, meaning the Guru mind's total full enlightenment awakening. So that is the word describing who the Guru mind, what the your mind. There are no distinction between. One is absolute truth. Relatively, if you don't analyze, everything's truly sees or seeing, that is the real things there. When analyze, none of them existence, So that none of the existence, you analyze, investigate it, they are not existent. That's called absolute truth, But here is saying it's the kind of relative truth merge into absolute truth. Then absolute truth and relative to become in one, inseparable. One can equipoise your mind on that state. What really you have next state experience is the naked, empty bliss. That here means. So naked meaning that when you have no clothes, your body is naked. What is the really true your body is? And then when you have to really see the mind is nothing artificial going on in your mind, you're free from the all artificial your mind, that is the naked. No perceiving and perceiver obscure as the characteristic there. So that gives free from characteristic is the inseparable of awareness and space. So that inseparable is when you experience, or you can let your mind in that state. So nakedly, the empty bliss in the inseparables. Again, empty bliss is not separate. It is undistinguishable. It is inseparable. Nakedly meaning no blown by any artificial conceptualization. So that is called the Guru's mind. So supposed to be according to the text that you have to finally relax your mind on that. Possible beginner can be some sense make there to live there, but not last long. Why did not last long? Because you not start from beginning. You have no sense of the calm abiding practice, samatha, shine practice. So the shine practice, you have really experienced a really good shine practice that can bring this time You know what you are doing. You know where you are. You've been there, you come back. You know everything. So in that case, go sequence Shine practice, Ngendo practice, Shine practice, don't reasonable practice. Then you come to this case, then you are recognize your guru mind. Then you can see your mind is no different from guru mind. Miller Rinpoche, Tawa Tong Pi Shins. Miller Rinpoche, view is the empty wisdom. In that case, you have the understanding that he accepts the wisdom. But sometimes he's not accepting wisdom there. Gomba Wesel Zemeins, he says meditating is clear light without clinging. So when he talking on the view, meditation and conduct. So view is, he say, empty, tawa tongpi shins. View is empty, wisdom and emptiness. That is the view. The meditation in clear light without clinging. Chöpa, conduct, he says something. I forget now. The conduct is also not clinging to conduct. That's good. Chöpa, see, so now time, that's it. So anyway, that conduct, he says something. So view is empty wisdom, and the meditation is important. What we're talking about, meditation is clear light without grasping. So that is what is that Jimpan is naked, empty, and bliss. That is what Milarepa talk about. Empty without. The combined result, clear light without clingings. You see. So that's the same things. But again, as I'm saying, necessary purifications. Necessary. Distinguish virtuous, non-virtuous. And known the virtuous is kind of cause of happiness, non-virtuous cause of unhappiness and sufferings. Anyone doesn't like unhappiness, in that case you should give up the non-virtuous action through speech, mind, body. Give up, no matter what you are. Not necessarily your monk, nun, Rinpoche, lamas. You have every living being. On karma have to go on self. So avoiding negative action through speech, through body, through the mind, especially mindfulness, to mind what you're saying, what you're doing, and what you're thinking. Daily have to be mindful and customated. That's very important. For example, I say Shine practice is very important. Calm abiding practice is very important. Why? Calm mind is very good. Calm mind can have good quality. If your mind is calm, gain lots of good quality. When mind is calm, you study. You can study very good. You hear what the teacher says. You remembering what the teacher says. Because your mind is so stable and calm, not distracted. So temporarily gain like that. The calm mind can accomplish anything you want. You're not mistaking when you calm your mind. So you can accomplish. Temporarily benefit like that. The calm mind can heal your mental disease. Mental disease is crazy attachment, crazy the anger, crazy the stupidity, crazy the jealous, crazy the proud, crazy to hope and doubt. All these things because of your mind is not stable. And that is called mental disease. So calm mind can dispel your all this disease. Unnecessary sickness can be never approached. Even karmically have to have this sickness, but you can able to avoid it through your calmness. Our body is important, but body rely on the mind. Mind is calm down. You, no matter what kind of disease you may have, can dispel, remove, and heal yourself by yourself. But in order to do so, you need a very good calm. So this all come from your calmness, your meditation, samatha meditations. Calm down your meditations. So in order to calm down your mind, gain such good quality temporarily, you may have to have great virtues, good action, virtuous actions. So this comport your body to peace. You comport your mind to peace. Then you have the calm abiding practice as very good quality comes to you. And kind of contribute, support to be calm or more deeper. But you are my speech, mind, body is crazy, harmful, negative attitude, negative word, negative action. These all can negative. Why we say negative? This will cause our mind, body to crazy and suffer and pain and confuse. When you are such a confusion, pain, can you bring your mind peace? Impossible. So such powerful Shine practice have such value. Then you know what can reduce and damage your peacefulness of mind is negative speech, mind, body. Whether you're monk, nun, or ordinary people, that is necessary. Peace, everybody needs it. So in order to subside the negative and agitated mind, you need this lots of virtue to be avoided and commit to avoid it and commit to engage positive. And then this positive can give the result. The positive action can give positive physical body. They bring you peace and joy, your speech body, your speech mind. And then this will be make the calm abiding practice better. No need to repeat too much. This calm abiding practice is very simple. You concentrate to object, whether you're breathing, whether in a Buddha image, whether it's any object. You keep your mind on that. That will bring you peace. But you are too negative, you cannot concentrate it, not focus your mind. So that is the necessary to calm abiding practice. But again, Melarep is saying, the song sing that he say, but do not clinging the beautiful pond like samadhi. What you do, let bloom the beautiful flower from that pond, which is vipassana meditations. So that meaning that will be subsided temporarily, all the negative things, temporarily you can benefit, value for. But Shine practice only cannot liberate you from suffering completely. And temporarily have blessed peace, but not liberate you from suffering. So that the Milarepa will say, don't clinging the samatha practice like a beautiful pond. And you have beautiful pond, you clinging that beautiful pond just watch them live there. It doesn't make sense, What you have to do, he said, let the plant, the flower to bloom there. It's beautiful, it's come next. So that what means that you not clinging to Shinai practice, only let go to Vipassana practice, analytical practice, to meditate more, penetrate the essence of your Shinai. So that is very necessary. So Shinai after practice that you have analytical meditation, analyze your mind. Shinai is when you have object to there, a subject to there to you focus your mind on the object. And so that is that, you have to have some object to, so that is to develop your Shinais. And when you're breathing, you also watch your breathing coming out in. You watch that unmistakably and keep your mind to concentrate in the object, the breathings. So that sometimes you have color, sometimes have imagined Buddha, sometimes imagine deity. That's where you visualize to develop the Shinai practice, So that is the Shinai practice. They can have many different kinds of Shinai practice. You can practice to come abiding. And the Kalu Rinpoche, especially Shinai practice in Vajrayana way, there are 5 elements and 5 things in the color in there. So it's kind of long story there, Rinpoche giving himself that. He invented that. So that, can have lots of practice for Shinai practice. So though, then when you have Shinai, even your breathing, you breathe as normal and concentrate on breathing, then you direct looking essence of the breathing. That means you are getting into the Vipassana practice. That is a breathing meditation based on the breathing meditation, but your Vipassana meditation. Because the one you are see things there, and then you see the essence, what you're seeing is that empty, not really existent. And that means you are Vipassanas, you are analytical, So that is case that you can visualize and think of, analyze, your meditating, your mind meditating, mind concentrating, your mind concentrating the object. But the object is created by your mind. Then you look at what is your mind. The first time you cannot see the mind. You look at your crown of your head, the bottom of your feet. Anywhere located your mind. There is a specific item called mind. Can you find in your body? No. Everybody level your arm, feet, and head, and chest, and lung, and heart, intestine, and so on. But there is anyone say, like there's a lung, yeah? So there is a mind. Can you see that? No. You cannot see the mind. That case, mind is not seeing any within your mind, your body. When you also look outside your mind, you cannot see. So mind is not any tangible. Mind is not color, no shape. Mind cannot describe how it's this. That way you analyze, that's called analytical Vipassana meditations. That's necessary. Then you relax. One find nothing. That is what you're looking for. Lead to relax. You find it or not looking, yes. And same things in phenomena, you can see that everything you see, all of them are, you can see, they are quite interesting to really existed in a car. We think car is really, Buddhist make a philosophy will say car is not really existed. Relatively, yes. If you not analyze cars, they really existed. When you analyze, investigate, the cars not existent. Not analyze. Yes, car existed. I drove. I get from first place to this place. I'm going to this place or that place. So what my car doing that? Therefore, cars can be not existent, but they existed. They're relatively without you analyzing. Then exists the car. But you analyze the car. I know now the car. That's the car. Where is the car now? You look in the car, none of the atom in the car is the car. Four-wheeler take out. There's kind of some kind of plastic, some things there here inside. That's it. It's not the car. And then have little plastic putting around up the group around and make everything all take part. And that is each piece have different kind of piece. Then engine take out very detailed. Completely take out everything. Where is the car? Car is not within the car. Car is outside the car. Car is just like I'm not finding myself. I'm not finding car also. Therefore, one relatively, if you don't analyze, look directly, its car existed relatively. But when you analyze detail, investigate it, the car is not existent. So therefore, car is empty. Car is not existent. That's called vipassana practice, analytical vipassana practice. We say scholar analytical meditation, yogi direct meditation. So yogi, when mature enough, they directly meditate in the essence. Doesn't have to analyze. And the scholar meditating on analytical and takes the time, but they would be able to find last. So that is going to be vipassana practice. This all come from basically virtue and non-virtues, and avoiding virtue and non-virtue and practice virtues accumulates a merit and the purification. So you gaining wisdom, and then you have the wisdom, then you will believing and competent absolute truth. And otherwise you are relative to your believing and clinging, grasping, and then chasing that and keep the samsara along. So that's happening there, So that is the way on beginning the meditations. So then also the one Kyabje Rangjung Kunkyab, Lord Buddha have the called treasure of knowledge. That takes that kind of one these some volume. He has the meditation state of meditations. He talk about all meditations. So that particular there, he giving all this different detail. At one place he say, I don't know, I can recall that. Chida nyamya ume tenzo shing, diyan chepa ngendo rangyu pa, mega nangata pi Nal.jor.gyu. So he says kind of inside meditation. If someone particularly practicing in equipoise, meditation, emptiness, that he says someone who meditating emptiness, but really meaning of the madhyamikas is necessary, important. Suppose it's swatantrika madhyamikas, he says, they are Chopangendo Ranjupas. So Chopangendo meaning says beginning preliminarily you have to little investigate it, analyze. After you analyze, investigate it, then let your mind to Nangata meaning of the space. You relax your mind on meaning of the space. So that case, of course, free from fabricated conceptualizations completely, but relax your mind How? Like space. Cloudless space. The cloudless space is quite interesting to there's no direction there. No any way to can measure. Be there without center and surround. So that means you bring equipoise your mind, relax your mind. The Swatandrika Madhyamika, because he made all essence meditate like that. And that isn't necessary again, beginning level person, they will have to be, meditate that way, relax that way. The second, the Madhyamika, he says that Nal.jor.gyu, Gomjil or Gomji, Nal.jor, Gomji Chi, Gomja laws, so he says that second is like this is first one is Satantrika Madhyamikas. This is a kind of Nal.jor, woman Nal.jor. So I don't know how Sanskrit say that. Woman Nal.jor is kind of second one, higher one actually. So that Nal.jor Gomji Chi, Gomja law, means that what you meditating is dharmata. And who are meditating is their own mind, meditating on dharmata. So that meditating to dharmata by a meditator. But he said not distinguish dharmata in the meditator. How? He said merge. When you pull the water to water, can you distinguish this? No. So similar like that, meditator and meditation can be inseparable with one. There's no concept of meditation, no meditator in one. Gomji Ching, Gomja Lo, Emechula, Chu.gyu. So that is the kind of second Madhyamikas. So he make very simple way. Of course, this study in Madhyamikas takes a long time. You have the lots of analytical question and answer there. But it's simply the meditator need to some outline there to going through. Then of course the next one called Zhendong Wessel. Zhendong Wessel. That's something I forget that. That is the kind of Madhyamikas we have called Zhendong Wessel. So there is another clarify something so that which I didn't have bring. But anyway, this will be a little bit, you get something idea there in a different level of the mind going different things. So that is very important. So this kind of Satantrika, the Nal.jor, that's both of them are called Rangtong. This Oma Rangtong, self-emptiness, the Madhyamikas. But they we call in the Zhendong, means other emptiness of the Madhyamikas. So that's the call. Last one is adding there. Zhendong Metu Uzachimpe Zhendong, meaning the other emptiness, tradition. Meto meaning do not discourse and not distracting, disturbance, and let mind to clear light. So in this case, the clear light accepted. So that is Zhendong again. That's go to that. The story will be make you head will break, it's not to be easy to put. This easily way is like Jamgon Rinpoche, very easily. Post Madhyamika is, let's say, Chebang and Ranjipa, Mega Nangata Pitanga Jos, remind your mind on the meaning of the spacious sky. So that is the post Madhyamika giving. And then second Madhyamika says that, the meditator and meditation is not distinguished too. Just like water pouring the water. So within that way, you relax your mind. That is great. And then other Zhentong says completely non-fabricated. Zhentong method was such great clear light without conceptualizing whatsoever. So that is kind of, they're giving this way, that state by state he giving, So this all is kind of, it belong to the Mahayana, but it's very good in that way. And so, and this Jamgon which has given this way, this is what the way to mind get what we have, the text here say, returns, yerme, detun, jimper ngangs, return, detun, ingri yerme, detun jimper shadows. Share means appear the naked, bliss and emptiness, and that you have to go through this way to lead to mind to on that state, Guru Yoga, Guru mind, what we're talking about, So this is a very, very way to go to the actual meditation. That when you, this case, up to the merged Guru, then you have to, what level you are, you can go through, whatever you have meditating on selflessness or meditation on phenomena, individual, and so whatever you are, your mental level, you can go, but you can able to do that in according to the text. That would be great. That is what the Guru, essence of the Guru Yoga practice is, And so, and also this Pacific Rinpoche himself practicing Mahamudra of the tradition of Maitreya and Naropa, also that bring by the Marpa into Tibet and passed down to the Cha.gyu, Karma Cha.gyu lineage and other Cha.gyu lineage. And that's which practicing that, and he was leading the retreat on that too. And then Shangpa Cha.gyu as well. Shangpa Cha.gyu is supposed to be his main practice. So that is Rinpoche does, the Shangpa Cha.gyu. So mainly the Marpa Cha.gyu is the one of the Cha.gyu, but there is two Cha.gyu only in Tibet, originally. And Jamgon Rinpoche have we call the Chu.gyu Shingta Ge, and it's 8 chair of the practice lineage. So these have the, Cha.gyu Nyingma, Gilok, Sekya, and Chonang, Sheje, and the Dorje Nyendup, Dorje Nyendup, and the Kalachakar, then Marpa Cha.gyu, and Shangpa Cha.gyu, you see. So that is 8 of them are the 8 shared practice lineage of Tibet. And so Marpa Cha.gyu is Marpa came from Tibet to come to India, receive many teaching from many great masters. And especially he received this teaching from the Naropa and the Mitiba, So that's the teaching he brings to Tibet. And then we call Marpa Cha.gyu because name of his family belonged from the Marpa. That's his family name. So then he brings this teaching from the India to Tibet, and they say Marpa Cha.gyu. Ka meaning the word of the Buddha. Gyu meaning transmission and lineage. The word of the Buddha, lineage transmission, the Cha.gyu, that's called. And there's lots of different ways you comment there. So that is the Marpa-gaji. And Marpa is never ordained. He's a lay person. And he has the concert, and he has the 8 or 9 song there. And then I'm not really familiar with the rest of them. I know the one of them, Damadoti, he was the very hopeful. Marpa had, transmitted all the needs to him, but he passed away. He didn't able to do it. So that is his son. So he was lived as ordinary householder. And then he's a disciple of Meralepa also, that he was not monk. He's not ordained monk, completely renounced yogi. And until Gambupa, there is no tradition of the monks. So practice from Vajrayana as like tradition, family traditions. The Gambupa was bring this because he was the beginning practicing the and Kadamba from Atisha's lineage. So he received the ordination from there, and also he received all the Kadamba's especially instruction and fifth instruction, initiation he get from them. Then he met the Malarepa, he received the Vajrayana practice, and then he received the Naropa, lineage of Naropa meted by Mahamudra, come to receive. Then he is the one who join together the Cha.gyu we call, the Ka means Cha.gyu and Cha means Cha.gyu, Ka means Kadamba. So Kadamba is from the Atisha's traditions. Cha.gyu is Nara tradition. And this tradition joined together, great river joined together, the Gambupa, who are the whole invented, joined the Kadamba tradition and Mahamudra tradition in like a kind of different creek come to different way, but join into big oceans together. So that way the ordination start by Gambupa, and he's all in this Karmapa, post-Karmapa, and so on. But then again, the Shangpa-gaji and the great master Chungpa Naljor, who was the first he was born the religion, practicing born because he's born in the born family. So family have some kind of sense of the attachment to the parent religion. And he studied, he become very scholar, Mahapandita, and he practicing parent religion quite good. And he becomes scholar and highly realized person in the parent religion. But then he changed into Nyingma traditions. He lived in the Nyingma tradition, become very highly respected. Then also he didn't have the enough things that he go to the another practice, someone great yogi practicing Vajra Tantra and Mahamudra. He was joined with him. He received the teaching from him, and then also he not really have completely certified. So he finally thinks Buddha is born in India and teaching is a man very fresh. I have to research, go down India. Then he left from India after that from here to Tibet to India. At the time he is 50 years. He left here. Then he come to India and he met him. And he also 3 times back and forth. And he came to India to receiving, he have 150 different teachers. So all the teachers he received the special instruction teaching, and he didn't worst it with everything practicing accomplished. Then mainly that he has Rahul and Gupta and then other teacher there who have also he feel close to, and then especially Niguma in the Sugat city is more special. He received the teaching and traveling from them, who they are completely attain a 10 level state and who are wandering around the Buddha field and communicating with the Buddha Vajradhara, all the wisdom divine beings. And so this individual, such a high individual, transmitted this teaching to the Chungpa Naljor, and Chungpa Naljor came to Tibet. His name is Chungpu. Chungpu is again his lineage name again, his family name. He's Chung, a Garuda family, And so Malaria by their family is the same actually, Chung. So then that was Chung's my family name. Naljor means practitioner. So that is the name up to him, Chungpa Naljor. And then he came to Tibet. He's teaching, he practicing the Xiang region near of Lhasa. And Xiang, that region, he practicing, lived there. He beginning start to he gathering to many people, receive teaching and him and become disciple. Then also beginning here, built a monastery there. And then he had the disciple who connected with him, receiving teaching from him was the Cha.gyu, meaning like kind of many 100,000, maybe he'll say 1,800,000 people who have followed him from China to India in the whole Tibet. So many people gathered there. So his lifetime, he developed lots and he practiced. So he beginning start teaching in the Xiang regions. Then everybody calls Xiangpa Kagyus. And this Kagyu come from Xiangpa, Xiang region, so-called Xiangpa Kagyu. That's why the name up to the teaching where it begins start, so the Xiangpa Kagyu. And so that is the Xiangpa Kagyu, Kalu Rinpoche has practicing that. And that was lineage, His disciple is Mokchok Borin Jensundru, and the direct Chungpa Naljor disciple. And that was also disciple of the Gambupa as well. Actually, they're in Jensundru. And his disciple, Kyabje Rangjung Kunkyab, then Sangye Nyante, then go down to continually and up until Taranatha and then Jamgon Lodu Taye. But this lineage become more in Tibet up to Chungpa Naljor, not possess the monastery, gathering the great number of monks, but they are more staying in the mountain and practicing. They don't care about to gathering the monk too much. So they don't like the political this and that. So there is more in practicing. So therefore, there is no monastery right now we can pointing out where is the Xiangpa monastery in Tibet. But the Xiang region had Chungpa Naljor where he was residing there, and that still have the leftover things there. Little monastery also exists there. And so I never been there, but they're still there. And so also somebody says statue, Chungpa Naljor himself make it. And then he talked to the statue, can you be my representative? He said, yes, I will. So that statue is still there. People go to receive blessings. Bugarim has been there, but I've never been there. So anyway, those monastery was where Sangpa began. But all of them, history you read, quite great enlightened being their lineage. And then Jamgyal Phontrul Rinpoche beginning start to almost lineage was losing because most of them retreat practice and despair. And so therefore lineage are continually not teaching this. The Jamgyal Phontrul Rinpoche find out that. And the Khenpo Rinpoche, Chu.gyu also, two together, gathering teaching from many different places. And their Xiangpa Kagyu lineage was put together, balloon, and then they received the teaching initiation in different place, and they put together an initiation and a lineage transmission. And then near the Pragpong, Sadar in Chintra, they build this and they retreat there. So there are no monastery, they retreat, 3-year retreat. 13 people, Jamgyal Lodu Rinpoche put there, he take care of things and teaching everything. But he's very famous and realized person. So in flourish all over the Xiangpa Kagyu. The Xiangpa Kagyu in Eastern Tibet, every Karma Kagyu monastery retreat is a Xiangpa Kagyu monastery, Xiangpa Kagyu retreat. Chasa monastery is 1,000 monks there. They have no Karma Kagyu retreat, Xiangpa Kagyu retreat. And I think the Panchen Gempa also Nyampa Rinpoche can have Shangpa Kagyu, and Palpung, of course, that is there. So nowadays, Shangpa Kagyu adopted by the Lipan Monastery. Most of the Karma Kagyu adopting Shangpa Kagyu retreat. So that's why Shangpa Kagyu lineage is kind of almost broke, but now Kalu Rinpoche lifetime, Jamgon Kodru Rinpoche really bring up everything, so the Kalu Rinpoche keeping up, and by initiation, teaching, retreat. So still there is continually going on. So this teaching is very live, very precious. The retreat is going on all over. And so that way the lineage and survive, So anyway, so this case now we have the, right, we have the meditation where the silent part, we completely merge in one's mind, merge with the Guru's mind, and then the that is the important part, the awareness and spacious, inseparable. And when you have customated that, so then you will make it, the bliss emptiness can appear. So that was, we are wrote there, so that we create these things now, what we're talking about. But the Shangpa Kagyu himself, Mahamudra teaching, one is called Marpa Kagyu, or Mahamudra from Ganga River, Ganga River. So I think Naropa Theropa teach Naropa to Mahamudra in the Ganga River. So then up to where he teach, that place become name of the Mahamudras, Chagchen Kangama we call. So that is kind of from India, that text is Tibet now is common, and they make the big deal of that. And then Shangpa Kagyu also we have the called Chagchen Kauma. Chagchen Kauma is the Chungbom Naljor study the text from the great master. And he write down in the body leaf, inside, and on the body leaf, he write a note from the received from the Niguma, Sukasi, the other teacher, he write down. And that, because that time in India doesn't pass down any teaching come out from India to anywhere, because they are worried about losing the teaching, So the Porto, they were not allowed anything take the text, So the Chungpa Naljor, what he did was to write down the body leaf. He put his envelope, I think I'm saying, some kind of medicine box, small box. So this is kind of protection we used to put in the necks. So he put all the leaf inside, and there's the Mahamudra text actually. And that's where he come out through from border. He bring the Tibet. And then later the name, he was from India language to this Tibetan, from the envelope, amulet they call it. So that blessing box, and he bring through the border that way. And he, from Bodhi he lived of the Indian language, and he translated into Tibetan. And that called then Kaumas. So Chagchen Kauma means Mahamudras, amulet Mahamudras, which is they bring that way. So that's called. They have also Chagchen Kauma has a kind of Shangpa itself. There is the Tongtang Gyalpo wrote one comment, and Taranatha wrote one comment. There's two texts available to want to study and practice. And there is still we have that. But mainly that Shangpa has a kind of David Chime Chungme Tantokshins, means that our final realization, understanding of realization is like deathless, Chime Chukme meaning there nothing to losing anything, but nothing called death. They're deathless, So then when you realize your mind total emptiness. And then what you call emptiness, death. Emptiness, nothing there. So therefore the deathless, So this kind of Mahamudra is the same, actually the same things. So they are so not realizing this Mahamudra have their four defect there. That is kind of one way interpreting things like that, different from the other Mahamudra. But the same meanings is interpreted a different way. So that's the four of them actually, what is it, the Nita, the Mebazins, Lata, the Yimaches, Zanta, the Lormashons, Sabta, the Dermatos. So these four of them is very important to understanding of this Mahamudra. So first, they say that it's Mahamudra so easily. One thing is Mahamudra is too close, then you cannot see. Your face is your face. You never see your face because you are so close. Can you see your face? No. So Mahamudra is like that. Because the Paul is not seeing Mahamudra, is too close. Face you cannot see by yourself. So Mahamudra is there but too close. So that is true nature of the mind is totally emptiness. Empty is nowhere, everywhere. So this way you cannot able to recognize because they're everywhere, then also nowhere. So therefore you're not recognizing it. The second one is so easily. So now you're not believing that. Mahamudra means you are attaining enlightenment. And such easily, how can be Mahamudra? Mahamudra is important. Mahamudra is the kind distinguished as Buddha and ordinary. But then you're talking too easily. Nothing to do anything. No effort, no fixated, no control. Live as it is. That's too easy to talk about the enlightened Mahamudra. So mind comes to that way, then you obscure the actual essence. Too natural. The thought of Zangtan, a lot of emotions. It is too good, doesn't fit in your intellectual mind. It's too good. Your intellectual mind have to be something to see, something to look, something to analyze. But this is nothing to analyze, nothing to materialize. The ordinary people, this too good, behind your good. Then you're losing the actual correct point. Then that's why Mahamudra is losing there. The fourth one is sabta, meaning dharmatu, meaning sabta, meaning too profound. Then you cannot realize. It is not intellectually too profound. How deep and profound is that? No matter how much you study, you become scholar, you know very, very well in the world, it doesn't able to see that because it's more beyond than that, very profound. The hearing, you gain wisdom, that wisdom doesn't work. It's too profound for that. When you're reflecting, the reflecting cannot make and analyze this because this is beyond a reflection necessary. So this is also that not able to realizing, understanding by any scholar or anyone smart, wise, intelligent. So too profound how smart you are. So therefore you're missing the point. So this moment, I have to leave your mind, not have any specific things bring you to realizing this. This only realize Mahasiddha, Guru Mahasiddha, who realized totally the blessing of the hymn and your own uncontrived devotion to give the condition to realize this. This condition is able to coincident is as we have to go as beginnings, merit, wisdom, accumulations. So these all contribute to have these things, what are we talking about? So this is the kind of, we can say, meditation, but I'm saying too many things, but you can relax your mind, not conceptualize, but not put effort to bring your mind to still peace and calm emptiness. Don't put any effort. But do not distract your mind from all the disturbance. These two things are very important. Maying, do not distract it. Zome, don't contrive or fixate it. Let your mind to relax in on to nature. So you can relax a little bit, then we'll be finished dedication. Now the dedication part. Yawanti Yutu Tapalen Lama Dubin and Roachi Kamali Pati Sala Show. So by this virtue quickly may I achieve the glorious Guru. May without exception all sentient beings may obtain the state of that by the Dharas. Kiwakunti Yonda Lamanda Timanchiki Bala launches Satalam ended up in Doji Cha.gyu Kovanya to show. So the main life after life, I may not absent to this perfect Lama, and I enjoy the glorious Dharma, and finally I've completely perfected path and Bhumi, all quality, by state of Buddha, Vajrayana, obtained quickly. So that is the dedication part there. So that is, and small part is the Rinpoche was just writing. He said this, Chibba Teyang Loda Samdu Genji Lobe Dorjirik Soki. So meanings that in this also the Bajra master of the monastery of the Samdup, Lodak Samdup Gen, a Bajra master, etc. other gather requests and beseech to me, asking many times, we have practice of the Guru yoga. They're requesting me and hope. So these Guru yoga, that he says that this Guru yoga is the iron breeches Mahasiddha Tongda Gyabu received this transmission direct from Vajradhara, and this very close lineage of the Guru yoga. According to that basic of this Guru yoga, I arrange here who are very much care of the precious teaching of the Cha.gyu. The main name called Lama, male called Kalu. So Lamey called name of the Lama called Kalu, and also Kyabje Rangjung Kunkyab called Kyabje Rangjung Kunkyab. So this may certainly obtain the city, excellent city of the Mahamudra to all those devoted disciples. So he wrote this himself, who, because how he this. So this is also very good lineage, because that come from the lineage of the Chagzampa Mahasiddha. He was the one who composed this. And then from not composed by he lesson transmission come from Vajradhara to him, so that remain in the text. So Rinpoche called him from this, then put as their request to fulfilling to people who request him. So that is the dedication prayer. So that is the finish the Guru Yoga. You may have lots of questions, because I'm saying too many things. I don't know how much you're getting there. So if you have questions, I don't mind to answer for you. Okay. So good enough now. The Lama Che.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So time for a question.
Yes, we have a few questions.
Please.
The first is from Craig Janke, and he says, Dear Rinpoche, please explain the line, please allow me to perfect the illusory body and dream. Thank you.
Illusory body is a dream. So illusory body as dream. So I think the illusory body is this body is an illusory body. So this illusory body we think is a tangible, this really exists body now. So that's the problem. So they cling this body, that make lots of problem. So this make the kind of not able to have the understanding of true nature of the mind because we are more important than this body. But this body is not real, illusory body. And then we say, realize as dream, meaning the dream we have the body too. The dream body on the dreaming, we are body there. I wake up from the dream, then this body is not there. That body was there, but at the same time was not there. So that's why we can see the dream body is not real. And also we realize this illusory body as the dream body. Understand that? That's what it means. But now with this body, we are not like illusory and a dream body. This body is a really body. And then you confuse, you're taking care of this thing. And then that's make lots of, protecting ourselves and against the other people. And so that makes a lot of negative come. We are protecting ourselves. We need food, we have money, we have live, we have car. All this we need because this body is here. But this body is not real, illusion body. Even this is not real body. But in the dream body, how is not real? Just wish to be this body is like dream body. That's we pray to Guru to bless that. Make sense?
Yes, not that Craig and Deborah are nodding. So our next question is from James. If the moon seat symbolizes compassion, what does the sun seat signify? And
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Wisdom, yes.
Okay. Taken together, do they hint at non-dual Buddha nature?
And that the kind of symbol as the skillful method is the moon, compassion, and wisdom, a method of wisdom is the sun. So that's combination of these are the kind of walk on the path to get enlightened.
Excellent. Those are the only questions we have at the moment.
Oh,
Rinpoche.
good. Okay.
So Rinpoche,
Yes, sir.
thank you very much for these teachings. And I have to make work on the text before I release it.
Yeah,
I have homework
so.
to do.
Well, I'm involved that problem too. I was correcting, but I didn't see that. I should have seen that because I practice the daily this practice. I can memorize by heart, but I'm reading you. I didn't pay attention. You lose that one. Amazingly important part you're losing.
Rinpoche, I take all blame on myself. So
at this, I was there working with you too. I should take some blame for sure. That okay.
But thank you very much for these precious teachings. And I just want to let everybody know that I will, when I get the text updated, I will post onto this teaching session onto YouTube and with the text, everything together. And I will email everybody who signs up on the email list at kdk.org, and then they could get notification as well. So for your future teachings as well. So,
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And please, thank you. And we'll see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Rinpoche, many people are typing their thanks to you into the chat as well.
Okay, thank you. Thank you everyone to be patient. So I hope this will make some helpful for you. And from my heart, I'm contributing for you to benefit as I wishes that will be happening. So thank you very much.
Thank you and good night. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night. Thank you.